welcome back to season 2 of the show. I know we took like 100 years, and I know that we're so popular that you guys missed us. JK. But we're so happy to be back. You know, life happens, and we planned to come back sooner. But you know, again, life happens, and you know,
we were busy doing things and not doing things, and so here we are.
Yeah. So again, we're so happy to be back. Stay tuned. We just have a lot of new ideas. And one thing I do want to point out is I just want to thank everyone who has supported us and just voiced their opinions on how we can make this better, and just keep that coming, because we definitely take that into consideration. Because
and I think we're gonna apply everything that all of the suggestions that all of you made, because like Esme said, we really appreciate them. And also, like, the reason we're doing this is to connect with you people that are watching us, even though there's only a few of you. That's fine. But yeah, so with that being said, we have this really fancy bottle of pink tequila to start off season 2, and obviously we have to take a shot.
Per usual. Ritual.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ay.
Okay, that's actually really good.
It has like a...
It's rose, it's rosa blanco.
I tasted like...
It's like not bad.
Mm-mm.
It's not like bitter. It doesn't have like a weird aftertaste. It has a little bit of a weird aftertaste.
Oh wait, and then do you want to tell them what we made here?
We made the TikTok famous ranch water. And I don't know if it's TikTok famous or if it's actually like a southern thing, or I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Super easy. 3 ingredients: Topo Chico, whatever tequila you like, and lime juice.
Yeah, it's good. I recommend. But we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it.
Let's jump
As
in.
always, please don't forget to send those stories in. Like we said, juicy stories, questions that you have, problems that you're having, just send them right in, and we'll go ahead and put our email at the bottom here somewhere on the screen, as always, so you can have that. And then we will also put our social media links right here, so you can go ahead and follow along.
Okay, let's get started. Let's jump into it, because we actually have a dilemma that was sent into us last season, and we just never got to it because you guys actually sent us a lot of really good dilemmas and stories that you wanted us to share. So we are finally getting to this one. And Esma's gonna read it.
Oh, already?
Yeah.
Okay. So it says... Hi Esme and Sandra, I'd love to hear you talk about a situation a former coworker shared with me. To make storytelling easier and to protect identities, let's call my coworker Ariel and her husband Eric. Ariel had a habit of getting rid of Eric's stuff when he was out of the house, either at work or elsewhere. On one of Ariel's purging days, she got rid of some of Eric's clothes she didn't like. Ariel actually gave these clothes to a neighbor. One day, Eric noticed a neighbor wearing a shirt just like his. But rather than disclosing what she had done, Ariel just shrugged it off as a coincidence. Certainly, there are some things my partner owns that I don't absolutely love, but that doesn't mean I'm going to get rid of them behind his back. I couldn't believe my coworker shared this, especially given that she had been married to her husband for a long time. I saw it as a sign that there might be some other issues in their relationship. Or maybe that system works for them, and I was just being too judgy. Thanks for considering this scenario. Your fan, M. First thoughts in hearing that?
My first thoughts are, I mean, I understand partially because, like, I don't like to have a lot of clutter in my apartment, and I say that as I'm, like, staring at a bunch of bags. But I understand, like, people wanting to purge and, like, wanting to have things clean. And at the same time, I think if somebody threw my stuff out or like gave my stuff away, I would be really, really upset about it. So
yeah,
that's what I think.
I think it's una falta de respeto for me. For me, it's like, I mean, I get it. I think, and even if we try to start to thinking about like, okay, when two people move in together, it's 2 different habits, 2 different lifestyles.
Yeah.
And I think at some point you don't have to understand it, but you have to respect it. It's true. One thing to say, hey, I'm trying to clean this out. I've noticed you've had this for a while, you don't wear it, blah, 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 versus I'm just going to get rid of it and give it to someone else.
Yeah, I think talking about it is the biggest thing. Like, you don't want to just take something upon yourself. Are you laughing?
I'm laughing. No, I'm laughing because, and then she goes and gives it to the neighbor out of all people.
Yeah.
Like, that's really weird to me.
Well, maybe the neighbor needed clothes. You don't know that.
Okay, then why don't you tell your husband, hey, I noticed my neighbor might need clothes. I noticed you don't wear them. Yeah, I feel like it's one thing. Yeah, like you just said, like, what if the neighbor needed clothes? I think, again, you're siding with Ariel here.
No, I'm not. I think I like to I like to look at everyone's perspective in the situation. So, like, from one perspective, yes, it's important to keep things clean and organized. And, like, I could see that part, like, if you are living with someone who's, like, really messy or, like, really, like, kind of likes to hoard things, like, I could see how difficult it could be to have a conversation and be like, hey, we should throw this out, and then, like, have it turn into, like, an emotional conversation or something.
Also, okay, like you just said, like, let's say this guy, or Eric, in this case, Eric really is a hoarder and he just makes a mess out of everything, whatever.
Yeah.
The smart thing would have been, I am going to give these clothes away because he's not even going to notice, due to the fact that he has so much clothes. Not the neighbor, though. Not the neighbor.
I feel like if you're fixating on the fact that she gave his clothes away to the neighbor, then you're just like, you would be better at being sneaky, is what you're saying. Like,
yeah, you should be better.
Kind of like when you're like, oh, I could, like, actually go through with a murder because I would know how to get rid of the evidence, instead of focusing on the fact that murder is wrong.
Well, okay, but because look, like, I feel like it's almost like you were like, and I'm just kind of like putting it a step further in, like, it's almost like
you
I don't
killed
care.
Someone,
I don't care if
evidence.
you see that I got rid of your clothes.
Like she's rubbing it in his face.
Like she doesn't care if he finds out, which to me is the disrespectful part too.
Or maybe she didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Then there's an issue, like this person said, like, I think this goes into like some about the relationship. But I highly guarantee if she did all of this,
yeah,
what else hace ella, like, behind him? And I don't mean, like, again, like I said earlier, I don't mean like she's cheating, but I mean like little things, like what if like there's something like he was treasuring, like a trophy, or like or like, you know,
what is he, like,
or like, hey, I wanna go here this summer. No, we're going where I wanna go, kind of thing.
Like that, it's like a control thing.
Yeah, that's what I see.
I don't know. I think
I see.
I personally feel like that's looking too far into it.
Uh-huh.
That's assuming a lot.
right.
That's assuming a lot, because I think, and maybe, I don't know, I feel like a lot has happened since we last filmed and recorded, that, like, has really just made me see things differently, and, like, I think I'm just really more mindful about, like, seeing everyone's perspective. So I'm like, okay, like, always assume positive intent, you know, like, always assume that, like, someone's doing something out of, like, the kindness of their heart, not in a malicious way, I guess.
Okay, right. It's important to look at everyone's perspective here. Now let me share this though, and let me remind you, in the email that was sent, the person that sent it said, and she told me about it, and that part for the person that sent it was even like, oh, why are you telling me this kind of thing?
Oh, so, sorry, and maybe I wasn't paying close attention, but Ariel told M that she, like, was gonna throw all of his stuff out, or give all of his stuff.
Yeah, because she goes, I couldn't believe my coworker shared this, especially given that she'd been married to her husband for a long time. So the fact that she's going around and even saying this story, it's almost like she's like laughing at it, which to me is a little bit conniving.
Well,
it's one thing you did it, okay,
or is she sharing this story because she feels guilty about it, and she's like, I kind of want to see somebody else's perspective? Because sometimes when I feel guilty about things, I'm like, oh, like, I did this and this happened, and, like, I feel bad about it. Sometimes I won't even say I feel bad. I just wait for you to, like, tell me what you think about it. And then when you're like, oh, yeah, you could have, like, done it differently, then I'll be like, oh, shit, I messed up.
Yeah. I don't know. I still feel like...
Wait, let me ask you, since you're, like, married or whatever.
Like, for, like, 3 days or whatever.
Would you ever do that, like, if Orlando had a bunch of stuff that you didn't, like, clutter? If he had a bunch of stuff, would you ever get rid of any of his stuff?
No. And you know what? But you just made me reflect on something, which is why I hesitated. So now I'm going to side a little bit with Ariel. This person also mentioned that Ariel and Eric have been married a long time.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah.
And so right now my answer is no, I would not do that. I don't know if that would change in 10 years.
Exactly.
In 15 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would change.
Porque agarras como más confianza.
Right.
You
So
know?
that's also something to think about. You made me reflect on that. Yeah. Because I think, and it's not that I'm like, oh, in 10 years, or 10, 15 years, I'm going to want to be a or whatever. It's not that. It's just, ¿qué tal si es la comodidad? Like, you know, like, we don't know that.
Like,
But,
agarras confianza,
right.
you get comfortable, and you feel like...
yeah.
I don't know, I mean, I guess it... Okay, so, like, someone you've known your whole life, like your sisters. Tiff.
Yeah.
If she had a bunch of clutter, she just had a bunch of clothes, she just, like, left it everywhere, you guys are sharing a room,
Right.
what would you do?
I would never do that. I would never do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either, because Karen would beat me up.
I would probably, like, drive Stephanie crazy, my sister, telling her, like, every day, pick it up, get rid of it. And actually, she can tell you, too, I did, to a point, because she is a hoarder with clothes. She has clothes that she hasn't worn in, like...
Yeah, but you borrow that clothes, so I don't know.
No, my other sisters can attest that it's clothes that she hasn't worn since junior high. Why would I want for that clothes? But... And we will tell her, like, okay, you have a lot of clothes that you don't wear, and she won't do anything about it. But I would never, nor have I ever, gotten rid of her stuff. That's just a different level of disrespect.
Yeah. I mean, and I guess, again, looking from the opposite perspective, like, I would be really sad if someone just, like, took some of my clothes or, like, took some of my stuff and just was like, oh, she doesn't need it anymore. Like, you don't know if I need it or if I want it. Like, I usually clean out my closet, you know? But if somebody else, especially someone that was, like, my partner, like, did that, I would be, like, really upset.
Yeah, absolutely.
They would just have to buy me new stuff.
Yeah?
You know?
So I hope that, in this case, Ariel... Because, again, didn't it say, like, he was, one day Eric noticed a neighbor wearing a shirt just like his, but rather than disclosing what she had done,
I'm imagining this, like, striped shirt.
Ariel just shrugged it off as a coincidence. See? And then there's a lie about it.
Oh, because she just said it was a coincidence.
No, sorry. I'm back to my first original thought, which is conniving.
Well, I wouldn't say conniving. I would say very sneaky. Conniving makes it seem like it's, like, malicious. And I don't know that she had, like, malicious intent behind it. I think it's sneaky and I think it's dishonest, but I don't think it's, like, malicious.
I think it is.
Oh, dang.
I think it is, sorry.
Why do we always have, like, different opinions about every single thing?
That's what makes this interesting. I think it's conniving. I just think it's very disrespectful. And as you said yourself, if someone did that to you, you would be upset. And I know, because I've known you for so long, you would be upset.
I wouldn't do, like, anything crazy.
But you would be upset.
I would be sad.
No, you would be upset. You would be upset and then
upset is an umbrella. You have to specify what feeling under that umbrella.
So you would be upset, meaning angry. And then you would be sad.
I think I would be frustrated.
No. Stop trying to pretend you don't get angry.
What is anger?
You would be angry, but then you would become sad.
Yeah.
Because you would reflect on it and you would be like, what does that mean? Like,
I think the primary emotion would be sadness, and then the secondary emotion would be anger.
Okay.
But obviously,
I'm trying to help you.
I show the anger more than I do the sadness.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, but I think deep down I would be really sad about it, and then that would come out as, like, me being angry, which is something I'm working on.
Yeah. All right, just to wrap this up, what are your final thoughts on this?
My final thoughts are that Ariel should have definitely talked to Eric about this. Like, I think she should have said, hey, like, you have way too much stuff, And like, also, what is like? How did she come to the conclusion that he has too much stuff? Are you guys running out of room? Like, I don't know. Maybe you guys or Ariel and Eric could have like collaborated on like. Maybe you get rid of some of your stuff, I'll get rid of some of my stuff, instead of just taking it upon herself to just like get rid of a lot of Eric's, or I'm not going to say a lot because I don't know that, but some of Eric's things, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think my thoughts are, they should have had a conversation about it.
Right.
She shouldn't have taken it upon herself to just get rid of stuff.
Right. I think I'm more with this person that sent this in that, one, ditto to everything you just said, I feel like there should have been a conversation, and it doesn't seem like there was one.
Ready, fight!
But two, for me, I look at it more like the bigger picture kind of thing, such as, what does this say about this relationship? Like, I wonder, and now I'm curious, my mind is like.
But I think we're assuming a lot. I don't think we can say that this one story says something about someone's relationship.
Right, but that's my opinion. But that's my opinion, and that's
well,
like
your opinion's wrong.
No, then that's what comes up to my mind. Like this person, like I'm like, I don't know.
It's like sneaky.
But anyways, long story short, I think, yeah, Ariel should have definitely had the conversation with him first, because it doesn't seem like that conversation was had.
Yeah.
And that was very disrespectful. So do not throw your significant other stuff until you've talked to them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think just having a conversation is kind of the solution to a lot of life's
Yeah.
problems. Like, don't assume things.
Yeah.
Unless you're assuming positive intent. Always assume positive intent.
But anyways, with that being said, thank you so much for sending that in.
Yeah.
Definitely one thing that we can definitely go back and forth about, but I think we mutually agreed that conversation is important. Or
that conversation should have been had for sure.
Yeah.
And I respect other people's
And I hope that Ariel and Eric are still together, and that she's not continuing to throw his clothes away.
Unless it was a toxic relationship, then I hope they're not together.
True.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Hi guys, welcome back to season 2 of the shirt. I know.
Oh, okay, I look really stupid. Why'd you film mine so much?
No, I didn't. It's the same thing.
Why am I so nervous? Like we've never done this before. Was there a bug on me?
Yeah. Cut this part out. There's a bug. That's a foot.
Okay. Sorry. Why am I sweating so much?
I don't know.
Like I think it's like.
I think it's a tequila shot.
And that too. Having like a hot flash.
How do we get your crap together?
Like, I think I'm just not used to this anymore.